Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG, otherwise known as a leFH to most tank players and a Fifi La Pew Pew to What Arty Noobs members. It's located on the north spawn of Steps under the command of Gary Halliwell of Philo. Now, battle has started. We've got a 105mm howitzer, the light field howitzer, that's where the leFH comes from. And it's also mounted on top of a Char B1 tank, which of course the Germans called the B2. So that's why you get, pardon me, the name 105 leFH18B2. The 18 comes from the Calibre. Okay, we found a firing position. Okay, we've got a Hellcat here. This is a tier 7 game, tier 5 Arty, so you're going to earn a lot of XP from this one. You should be hitting higher tier opponents. A T29, a tier 7 American Heavy, moving along the east side of the map. We've got a Cromwell doing a scout run. He's found some of our tanks already, and he's holding them up at the corner, preventing them from firing, getting to firing positions. And that round hits him for 105. Now we've gone to battle assistant, fire another round in the Cromwell, and a beautiful hit there. 387 hit points. That really has badly damaged him. Going for the VK2801. It misses, but it was fairly close. Trying for another shot. Fires at the VK again. No joy. Looks like the Cromwell's pulled back. He obviously was very badly damaged. There's a Leo hiding behind the rocks. It won't save him from an Arty round out, and a direct hit, 374, and he's killed immediately afterwards, taken out by our Hummel. Right, the VK pulled back behind those rocks, and that wasn't fully dialed in, so the shell went slightly to one side. He's got a reload of 7.85 seconds. That's probably why, one of the reasons why this is probably one of the most deadly tanks at this level, or one of the most OP vehicles in the game, because it's fast fire rate. That and the fact they can dial in on enemies very quickly. A VK3002M on the other side of the battlefield. He's stationary, but oh, our shell actually goes to one side. Going for the OI experimental. Work out where he's going to be. Round out and direct hit. 81 hit points. Now, going after the SU-100M1. Round out. Should be a hit. Oh, it's just in front of him. Trying to work out another shot. Got to work out where they're going to go. And they put the shell there. And that shell landed behind the SU-100M because he thought it was going to pull back. Fires another round in. He's stationary. And that one hits him and takes him out the game. Good shot. Now, we've got a KV-1 pushing on our Panzer T25. And unfortunately, we lost him. He looks like he's using the derp gun. We fired around him where he was, and unfortunately, he's not there anymore. Now, it should be noted that Gary Halliwell is using nothing but HE in this battle. Started off with 42 rounds of ammunition. He's now down to 29. Fires a round in at the VK, but it's slightly to one side. Misses him, and that VK's gone, so T29's next, lining up on that target. You can see that most Arty players, when they aim at targets, they select the targets based on what's available at that time. If you've dialed in on a particular area, you have to save yourself the trouble of dialing in elsewhere and focus and concentrate on clearing the problem from a particular area. That's certainly what I do. So when I've seen that VK taken out the game, I'll look for another target nearby that I can also attack very quickly. And the T29 in this case looks very nice. Yeah, 50 hit points, he got a hit, and it may have tracked him. I think it has tracked him. Gary fires another round in and gets another hit. And another hit goes in from, I think, the Hummel. Fires another round in. Does he get a hit? Well, we don't know because he pulled away rather quickly, and the reason for that was the T67 making his way up the centre of the map. And that T67 could be a grave danger to him. we've lost sight of him. And Gary's decided to maneuver so he can get into a position so he can defend himself. He doesn't want that T-67 coming directly over the railway tracks towards him. Now, there are 2 tanks up at the moment, but the battle could go either way at this moment. Right, we're going for that OI experimental again, right at the other end of the battlefield in the southwest corner. Ooh, just fired a dirt round there. Fires a round in, and no result. Looks like he didn't hit it. Okay, now looking for the KV-1. Gone to overhead view. He's quite a long way away. Firing from well above the target. Fires at the KV-1. Doesn't get any result. And the KV-1's killed. Right, he's got 20 rounds of HE left. We've got the T-29 the other side. And there's an M4. The T-29 showing signs of stun. That means our Hummel was probably hitting him. That round, I think, was intended for the M4, who's pulled back. Going for the T-29. Looks good. Oh, it hits the ridge line just in front of him. Trying to get a shot. No, again, it hits the ridge line. We keep getting ridge line hits here. Round out. No, another ridge line hit. He's down to 16 rounds of ammo. Aiming for the M4. Round out. No, he's pulled away. Fires another round in. Again, a ridgeline hit. That was a bit wasteful because it wasn't fully dialed in, wasn't fully aimed. It was a bit of a hectic shot. Now the M4. Stationary and a good hit. 112. There's a tremendous temptation when the gun loads very, very quickly to fire in straight away. And it's a bit of a mistake because you waste a round otherwise. So you need to dial in on the target to make sure that the shot goes where it's supposed to go. Okay, he's pulling back. I think he's still worried about that T-67. The T-29 is getting closer though, that's the problem. And we just lost the 25 TP, who was the last guard on the west side, the east side of the map rather. So that T-29, there's nobody between him and Gary now. He fires in around blind, but the fact is that the 105 leFH, the VT, does have a very long view range, 390 meters. So he should be able to see the T-29 well enough, but that T-29's got a very big gun, a very capable gun. And yeah, they spotted him at last. In fact, it's somebody else who's spotting him. I think it's the SU-152. We're dialing in. Good shot. 79 hit points. One more will finish him off. And in fact, somebody got there before us. It was the SU-152. Okay, and we're still pulling back and relocating just in case we were seen. We still haven't seen that T-67 wherever he got to. And the scores are now, well, we've got a 1 tank advantage. I suppose the biggest advantage we got at the moment... Oh, we just lost our 40 TP. I was about to say the biggest advantage we've got, so we've still got the 40 TP. We do have a Churchill one, that's the heavy. And the SU-152 has now moved to the dip. I think he's going to have a quick look down the valley, see if he can see anything on the other side of the battlefield. But really, the enemy does have 2 Artys, an M44 and a Guerrilla. The M44 Tier 6 American, the Guerrilla the Tier 5 German. But they do have some very mobile tanks, the T-67, the Cromwell and the Hellcat. And the T-67's been spotted and he's over on the west side. And I think he's seen the SU-152 as well. And the Churchill are moving to attack him. The T-34 is hiding at the back of the map. Unfortunately, we just lost the Churchill one to the T-67. There's the Hellcat. Fire around in and get him in the rear. 221 hit points. The shot went right into his rear. Took him out the game. Not much armor on the Hellcat. I don't know why he fired that round in. It's dead. You don't need to fire a second one in just to to make sure of it. And the Cromwell, he gets the Cromwell right in the face with a shot, 90 hit points. That means the enemy now only has 3 left, the T67 and the 2 Artys. And we've got one medium tank left, the T34, who's been hiding up until now. But now he's dead. The T67 killed him. And now that means we're going to have to wait for the T67 to come in. Obviously our Hummel's pulling back from the bushes. The T67 probably knows he's there. And enemy Arty might start firing in any second. But we're pretty well hidden in the bushes. And expecting the T67 to come across the railway line any second. Here he comes. Oh, he's going the long way round. We've locked on, but he's heading back. No, he's doing a lot. He's going to go around the outside and try and attack from the other side. Now, that was a wasted shot. We lost the Hummel. He was taken out by the Gorilla. So it's just us now versus 3 tanks. The M44, the T67 and the Gorilla. And they're firing in, but they don't know where he is. They don't know where he is. They're relying on the T67 to find Gary. To find the Fifi. Now, I think, yeah, the fact that he was moving east, he's going to come in. Oh, he's sneaky. He's gone all the way around, and then he's come back this side. Okay, we're going to go and try and hit him with a head-on shot the moment he appears. Oh, beautiful! Shot him in the rear just as he turned, as he was going in a straight line, but he had to move immediately to get out of there before the Arty hit him. Oh, he's just been hit, and that was the Gorilla. And that means that there's not going to be any more shots by the Arty that are going to hit near. They'll be nearby, but they won't be accurate shots from now on. Yep, there's one round landing behind him. That was the M44. The next shot from the Gorilla may be nearby as well. They don't know where he is now. That's the problem. They don't know where he is. He's got 4 kills. It's 1 Arty versus 2. It's possible that he's got the high caliber as well. We don't know. He's certainly done a lot of damage. 1,924 hit points. And remember, this is a tier 7 game. So he's probably earned a huge amount of XP. And that means an ace tanker is probably on the cards. What he's doing is he's actually waiting in ambush. And here comes the Gorilla. Gorilla's going to go into the cap, start capping. Or he's going to probably try and come over here and shotgun the Fifi. Now, that would be a very unwise decision. Oh, he fired 1 round on a manual aim. He's going for it. Oh, gets a shot in. He's capping the Gorilla, but he's being hit and he doesn't know where from because he can't see the Fifi. And that kills him. 82 hit points. So he's got some defense points from the cap. But he wasn't seen because the Gorilla could not see him. So 5 kills. If he can get this M44, he'll get a Top Gun as well and win the game. His win 8 has gone up to 11,208. He must be extremely nervous by now. Everything's riding on him. He's carrying the game for his team. He's done a huge amount of work. A lot of tank drivers do not appreciate the amount of effort some Arty players put into winning the game for them after the tank drivers drop the ball. Gary's waiting for that M44 to turn up. Now, it's very unlikely the M44 will want to make the same mistake that the Gorilla's done. In fact, actually, he's coming in. He's going to try and find Gary, but he can't see him. And Gary gets a shot in, but now he knows where Gary is. He's lining up a shot for the 155. Gary fluffs the next shot, but he's only got 1 round of ammo left. He has to make this kill certain. He's loaded, and he takes the M44 out of the game with last shot. Top Gun, Fadin's medal. I think there's a high caliber in there as well. Wins the game. Wow. That was something else. Let's have a look at the end of battle stacks. Oh my god, look at this. It's an ace tanker in the 105 leFH18B2. He got a counter battery for taking up both of the enemy Arty, the Gorilla and the M44. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 19 in that battle. He got a Fadin's medal. He killed the last enemy with the last round of ammunition in his magazine. He got a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. A high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle overall. And a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. Well, he got 6 exactly. Oh my god, look at the win rate for this battle was 14,470. He kept his cool and he wiped them out. And that was a beautiful game from an Arty player's point of view. Yeah, a few shots he didn't dial in properly and a few shots he fired stray and maybe he hit a ridge line here and there where he shouldn't have. But I mean, that ending was beautiful. He kept his cool even though he must have been extremely nervous and took out the enemy and won. Wow, let's have a look at team scores, see how he got on. Well, here you got it. Look at that, 2,501 hit points of damage. No one came near. The 40 TP managed 1,572. The M18 Hellcat 1,534, but 2,501. He really conquered that one. And when it came to kills, look at that, 6. Double the highest scorers of the next highest scorer on the team, the SU-152 with 3, the Gorilla, the T67, they both got 3, and 3 times the score if you look at the 40 TP, the T29 and the M44 and the KV1. When it came to base XP, he really rocked them. A tier 5 Arty and a tier 7 game, he managed to earn 1,360 experience points, base experience points at that, which is nearly double, not quite. The 40 TP was 752 and then we've got the Hummel with 749. He did make an important contribution to this game because he did get some very nice hits on the enemy on the east side of the map. Now let's have a look at detail. Well, all 42 rounds fired. He got 19 direct hits, 18 penetrations. That 105mm gun is pretty good at getting penetrations on tanks. It did 2 splash as well. He got some very near misses. And he did damage of 2,501 hit points, of which 1,561 were at more than 300 meters. Obviously, the close shots were on tanks like the Gorilla and the M44, who were very, very close. And, of course, that T67, who made a cardinal error of then turning directly in front of an Arty and going in effectively away from you in a straight line at that moment, which just enabled Gary to put a round straight up his posterior. Anyway, 2 vehicles spotted. Those would be both of the enemy Arty. He damaged 10 of the enemy. That's 2/3 of the enemy team. And killed 6 of the enemy. That's 2/5 of the enemy team. He also caused damage assistance of 541 hit points. And managed to get 8 defense points on the Gorilla while he was capping. On the premium account, he earned 61,440 credits. He got a reward for mission completion in that game. I don't know which mission it was, but it was certainly one of the missions for the tanks, the campaign missions. And that brought up a total of 86,440 credits. And after repair, ammunition resupply and consumables, he still took away 77,720 credits for a tier 5 Arty. Now that's a really, really good score for that tank. So well done indeed. 35 bonds for obviously completing the mission. He also earned 2,040 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 816 because this is one of the few premium SPGs in the game. We want Wargaming to bring in more. We think that they can bring in more because people won't be upset if they did bring in premium Arties if they were basically the same or similar to the Fifi, because they'd only be fighting at tiers 5 to 7. And the total XP came to 4,896 experience points altogether. So yeah, it was an awesome game on steps in the Fifi La Pew Pew, and thank you very much indeed for sharing this replay with us, Gary. It really was astonishing, the end game, because you were so cool in the way you took out those tanks, especially at that last one. The M44, you got a hit on him and you winged him. You missed the shot and you only had 1 round of ammo left and you still put it where it was meant to go and won the game for your team. They must have been on tenterhooks at that moment. not knowing if you were going to do it or not, but you carried them. So well done, Gary Halliwell, and well done, Philo, as well. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.